Good morning, boys and girls. We are going to continue working on our reading today, and we're going to be focusing on locating different text structures. Again, we've been practicing that for quite a while now, and we're going to do that using an EPIC informational book today, or you could continue to use your National Geographic articles. So let me show you today what that will look like if we are going to be using an EPIC book. I'm going to first show you how to read a section. Then I'm going to show you the questions to ask. And third, I'm going to show you how to put it into your reading journal. So the first thing I want to be able to do is I want to be able to find a book in EPIC. And I already found one here. And I was reading a book about the Packers. So I'm going to start out and I'm going to be thinking in my head and I'm going to be reading. So it's called More Than a Stadium. Long before Lambeau was the name on the Packers stadium, Earl Curly Lambeau was the team's founder. The Packers began playing in 1919. A local meatpacking company gave them money for their uniforms. So Lambeau named the team the Packers. They joined the American Pro Football Association, APFA, in 1921. That league became the NFL in 1922. From 1921 through 1929, Lambeau was both a player and coach for the Packers. He then coached the team for 20 more seasons. He became one of the NFL's most successful coaches during that time. So I'm thinking in the article, all right, what kind of structure is it? So I'm going to ask myself some questions. When I read it, can I see it in my head? Could I draw something out? Could I visualize it? Could I act it out? And going back to the article, I'm not seeing a whole lot of adjectives or vivid verbs in there. I don't think I could see it or act it out. And then I said, okay, let's check. Is it chronological? Could I make it? Well, I don't know how to make Packers, although I would like to make Packers win, but they're doing pretty good. Could I put it on a timeline? They talked about different dates on it. Could I put those dates on a timeline in order? I could. It could definitely be chronological. Could I repeat the steps? Well, I'm not making anything, so I'm thinking more about putting it on a timeline. So then I'm going to continue to ask myself. So I'm going to keep in my mind chronological is a possibility. So are two things the same or two things different? No, they were talking about how the Packers became a football team. So we're not even talking about two things, and we're not talking about how they're the same and different. So no, not compare and contrast. Is it like if you give a mouse a cookie, one thing leads to another? Maybe with dates, if this happened, then this happened, but probably not the best choice since I have the dates in there. And then is there a problem? And does that problem have a solution? I didn't see any problems or solutions in there. The Packers became a team. So I'm going to stick with chronological, thinking that it is chronological. And I'm thinking it's because there are dates in the article. So I thought I see a date of 1919 where Curly Lambeau started the team, and 1921 where they became a pro football team, and 22 where they joined the NFL, and 21 to 29 where Curly Lambeau was a player and a coach, and finally 20 more seasons where Curly Lambeau was just the coach. So I am thinking that it is going to be chronological, and I'm sticking with my answer. So once I've stuck with my answer, then I am going to go into my reading journal, which is my purple one. And I'm going to go down to slide 21. And maybe if you have more of these in here, you can go to the next slide. So it says article. My article was More Than a Stadium. So I'm just going to use that section. Only using one section, More Than a Stadium. And then I think this article is chronological because I think this article is a chronological text structure because there were dates in the article. Now, it tells me now copy and paste the correct graphic organizer to show the information from the article. So I want to prove that I thought this was chronological. So I'm going to go get this graphic organizer because that's my chronological one. This would be descriptive, compare and contrast, cause and effect, problem, solution. So I'm going to get my chronological one. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to go up to edit, copy, and then I'm going to click back on my slide 21. And I'm going to click somewhere on my slide, anywhere on my slide, and I'm going to go to edit, paste. Now it's probably too tiny, so I'm going to just stretch it out. Oops, it didn't stretch. There we go. And now I'm just going to add text boxes. I'm going to insert a text box, and I'm going to say, well, in my article, 1919 Packers became a team. I'm going to insert another text box. And let's see, I'm going to go back to my article because I can't remember. I'm going to, 1921. They were American pro football team. Oops, I can spell here. And then 1922 was the NFL. I'm going to put a text box in again. Okay, oops. Became part of the NFL. And then finally, from until 1929, Curly Lambeau was a coach. So I'm just going to add in there 1921 to 1929. Curly was a coach and player. So if I get one of those done, I can certainly go and do another one on another page and try and find another article. So boys and girls, today I showed you how to find an article and read an article in Epic. Then I showed you how to ask the questions to determine which structure it might be. And finally, I showed you how to put it into your purple reading journal so that you can prove your answer using one of the graphic organizers. So boys and girls, today, before you get started, I want you to think. Am I going to use National Geographic? Or am I going to use Epic? Are you ready, readers? Pick a section in an informational book on Epic or one in National Geographic and see if you can prove your text structure today. You've got this.